All right, traders, in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to load and save both the desktops and the workspaces within Tickblaze. Now, the best thing about desktops is that they are built to contain the workspaces. And why would this be done at the infrastructure level? Well, it's very simple. We know that traders like to trade different asset classes, and you may have an account for futures, and then you also may have an account for stocks or Forex or crypto. And by having desktops, it allows for you to be able to create independent instances of the Tickblaze platform and run them simultaneously. You could have 4 different desktops connected to 4 different data providers and 4 different brokers and have them all running on 4 different monitors simultaneously at the same time. Tickblaze is built to handle that type of a load, and we're excited to teach you how to leverage that for your trading. Now, in this example, I have a standard desktop that I've loaded, and within this desktop, I've built a demo workspace, and I also have a floating workspace. And what's nice about desktops is when you build them, you build the workspaces within them, so you can have different docked workspaces, you could have different floating workspaces. But just keep in mind that whenever you build workspaces within a desktop, it's good practice to come up here and basically save the desktop, okay? And if you wanted to make a copy of this desktop and clone it or basically duplicate it, what you could simply do is just come down here to save desktop as. You could go to custom and you could say my strategy desk or my standard desktop, 2, and hit OK. It's gonna load a copy of it. Okay, here it is. Okay, and you're gonna see I've got a copy of the other desktop, right? And you can see that that's there. And inside of the workspaces, you'll see I've made a clone of the prior environment. I'm gonna close this desktop now, and we'll keep one open for this example. Now, the key here is very simple, is that you can load workspaces within a desktop, but when you save the workspaces, you can actually load them in a different desktop. So since I've already got a demo workspace, I'm just gonna right click and I'm gonna save it. And I'm gonna go here and I'm going to name this to demo workspace. I'm gonna hit save as. I'm also gonna go over to my floating workspace. I'm gonna load this now for a second. We'll give it a second to load, and you can see I built all of those layouts with all the custom movable windows, and I'm going to make sure that I can ultimately minimize that, and I can go to save. I want to always make sure that I save the layout. So if I hit save floating workspace, I can go up here and I can basically demo floating workspace, save over it. It's already a resource, and I can overwrite that file. And what that allows me to do is it allows me to make sure that I've saved my floating workspace, and I've also saved my docked workspace within this environment. Always remember to come back up here and go to desktop and save the desktop just to back up your work at all times. Now, whenever you start getting several different instances of Tickblaze built, you could go to recent desktops and you can see that as you start building more desktops, they're gonna come here in a quick, easy to navigate location. So at any given time, if I wanted to load a strategy desktop or a standard desktop or your futures desktop or your Forex desktop, you could save them and then just load them at any whim very quickly, and it's very user-friendly, okay? Now for this example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down a little bit, and we're going to create a new desktop. Okay, we're gonna go here, new desktop, and I'm gonna go my desktop, second demo, just for this example, and I hit OK. Now, as I mentioned, I'm working within a completely new instance of Tickblaze. Why is this valuable? Because let's say I wanted to come in here and connect to a different data provider or a different broker connection and move this to another monitor. I could definitely do that and run them simultaneously. I'll right click down here. I'm going to load the custom docked workspace that we built and we had ready on the other environment. It's going to load all the details. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to go up here and minimize this just a little bit and then drag that over so that ultimately when I load the floating, you'll see everything in the right place. I'm going to load the floating workspace that we pre-built earlier. And this is going to populate all the windows across my charts and my screen. And there's all of the stuff that we built in the floating environment. Make sure that you always save your work once you're done with it so that you keep everything in case something ever happened on your computer, okay? Now what I've basically done here is I've shown you how to create multiple instances of desktops. I've shown you how to save them. I've shown you how to load them on a different desktop. And the goal here is that you take some time and build out your layouts, build out your desktops, build out your workspaces, create copies of them, save them, put them on different monitors, get comfortable building your infrastructure inside of the Tickblaze environment, because the power is in the user application. When you know how to move your widgets around and create workspaces and clone your desktops and then basically add those to different connections, it becomes so flexible and it's so user-friendly because Tickblaze was designed with multiple user interfaces to give you the most customizable way to trade within a platform. We believe trading is already complicated. We must make the technology simple, user-friendly, and accessible. If you have any questions with building your workspaces or your desktops or saving them, please reach out to me and my team. We'd be more than happy to help. Take care, traders, and we'll see you in the next video.